This video is the first part concerning the presentation of the IEC 61850 standard. We will speak about the standard's architecture, what are the most important parts, in which order should we read it, and what do these most important parts contain. Let's start with a global overview of the IEC 61850 standard. The standard is divided in several parts, and sometimes parts are also divided in subparts. Then it represents hundreds of pages. But few parts are more important than others. All of these parts, here, in white, are really the basics about the IEC 61850. These are parts you will probably never read if you are simply programming an 850 application, except maybe the part 2, which lists the different keywords of the standard. Part 6 concerns the configuration files for a server. This is the so-called System Configuration Description Language file, the SCL file. There are 4 subparts in the part 7 of the standard. This is for me the most important part, describing the content of a server, its capabilities, how these are identified via logical nodes, data objects, data attributes, and how all of this interacts via services used to read or write values, for example. Part 8 concerns, among others, the mapping of the IEC 61850 standard over the MMS protocol. We will speak about that later. While doing these videos, the released version of Straton 10 is version 10, and the part 9 of the 850 standard, sampled measure values, is currently not supported by our 850 server. Finally, Part 10 contains details about the conformance tests to be run if we want our client or server to be compliant to the standard. So, more details about these red parts, the most important, and especially the subparts. We will of course see all of it in details in the next slides, so don't worry if you do not remember everything. IEC 61850-6 concerns the configuration file for the server, the SCL. The part 7 must be read in reverse. It means starting from the 7-4. In 7-4 are listed the different available logical nodes, LN. For example, what is the name of a measurement node in the standard? What does it contain? It contains objects being measured values, MV. Okay, so what's that, an MV? Then you must go one layer below, in subpart 7-3. In 7-3 are described, among others, the different common data classes, CDC, for the data objects listed in part 7-4. Here we can see, for example, that an object with CDC MV, our measured value, contains attributes like the magnitude of the measurement, as an integer or a float, for example. Okay. 7-2 goes one level deeper. If a value is an unsigned integer coded on 16 bits, an int 16u, what's that? Which values can it take? This is described in 7-2. Finally, the subpart 7-1 is using all of this information of 7-2, 7-3 and 7-4 to describe the communication in an 850 application. For example, if the position of a circuit breaker is changing, how is it reported to the client? I see you behind your screens thinking that it's far too complicated, but the purpose here is really to give you a lot of information so you know it exists, and then do not worry, we will see all the details about that later through other slides and exercises. Okay, let's continue. In part 8-1 are a lot of details about practical usage of the 850 standard and how is it related to the MMS and Goose protocols. And finally, here at the end, we can see the part 10-1 concerning conformance testing and 2 examples of other standards referring to the IEC 61851, but specific to some industry sectors, like hydraulic power plants, for example. Okay, that's a lot of information and a lot of text. text. So, let's go for a more graphical view about an 850 typical topology. We can see different devices. 850 servers at the bottom with different systems. At the top, we have what we can call supervision PCs with 850 clients reading data from the servers over the IEC 62850 MMS protocol. The MMS protocol, sorry. So the communication between a client and the server. Servers can also communicate between each other using the Goose protocol. I told you this was not an animal. Okay, more seriously, it's almost finished. So data read by the client can be retransmitted to hypervisors, for example, via another protocol like the IEC 6870, also called the IEC 104, which is 870 over Ethernet. If we simplify it, it can look like that. Devices at the bottom, called IEDs, clients at the top, an Ethernet network, and Straton runtimes. But this is standard, so it could be other vendor devices or other vendor clients. Devices at the bottom, called the IEDs, are communicating with the client. So the servers are communicating with the clients via the MMS protocol. And these same servers are communicating between each other via Goose messages, which are light Ethernet frames. Okay. One last slide. I guess you already understood it. Is the IEC 61850 a standard or a protocol? As we saw previously, the server is communicating with clients using the MMS protocol, which is based on the ISO 9506. In fact, we can say the 850 standard is using this MMS protocol. For the Goose, this is a little bit different. The Goose is described in the 850 and is simply, roughly, light Ethernet frames. So this is it for this video. I hope I did not lose you, but do not worry, in the next video we will illustrate what we saw here, and I'm sure this will become far clearer for you. Thank you for your attention and see you in the next video.